Halacha explains with regards to someone who is a tinok shenishba, someone who is literally means taken captive at birth, at when he was a child, that he grew up uneducated, unaffiliated, didn't know what was right, what was wrong, didn't know anything about the Torah, but he was Jewish. Halacha explains that nevertheless, you may violate Shabbat to save him if he's asking for it, if he needs help, if he's sick and he needs to be treated, you may treat him on Shabbat. The Gemara will explain this at length later on, but it just came up here, so we'll mention it quickly. The next halacha is if someone, God forbid, gets injured on Shabbat, nifsa b'Shabbat, hoda'a likrovav. How do you inform the family? How do you inform those that are near him, that he loves, if someone was taken to the hospital on Shabbat? Someone who was critically ill or seriously endangered on Shabbat, and they brought him to the hospital. You're allowed to send a non-Jew to go to the family to inform him on his status. Why? So they know to come to the hospital as soon as Shabbat ends and visit their loved one. Because this applies, obviously, we see more than ever, when a sick person who is in the hospital sees his loved one, sees his family sitting by his side, it gives him peace of mind, and it is very important when it comes to treating the patient as well. And this also helps make him feel better, helps cure his problems. But in God forbid, worst case scenario where the person isn't capable of recognizing, he's unconscious, he can't recognize those who are coming to visit him, Rav Abaye writes that you shouldn't inform the family even with a goy on Shabbat, because what can they do if they come next to him and help? He continues and says, if the injured person asks for people to visit him, and a doctor says they can help, then obviously you can do it and allow them to come with a goy driver. Now this is very important, just to preface that Rabbi Chaim also often he praises one of the beautiful traits our community has. The Mishai community, lo aleinu, don't ever know, but when there's someone in the hospital, there is always a family member near them. And that's important because there's always decisions that need to be made. It puts a sense of liability on the nurses and the doctors. They don't want the family to know that, God forbid, if they're doing something not appropriate or aren't treating them with the perfect level of care. So Rabbi Chaim praises this custom, and it says that the virtue that we have, that when someone's in the hospital, whether it's the children, a spouse, even a worker that they hire, someone should always be next to him to give that moral support. So that's important. So on a preface, no one should ever let their family go alone to the hospital on Shabbat. God forbid, they can always accompany them, like we've explained many, many times. We'll wrap up here. Have a wonderful day and Shabbat Shalom.